think about some of the constraints at first, right? These are topics that you should always consider about when you're thinking about how you will use models at the edge, right? One is the speed and latency. Round trip inferencing to the cloud does not work for many use cases, specifically ones that require high volumes of data, which might be live video or frequent images, and those that require low latency. Second consideration is if you have frequent offline operations, right? Do you have critical business applications that require no interruptions? In a factory floor, for example, when you're doing inferencing, being offline, even for a matter of 5 minutes, could cost you up to $1 million in revenue. Therefore, it's important that you be able to function even if there's no internet connectivity. Third might be data sovereignty issues, legal compliance, privacy rules that would require your workloads, creation of specialized models, and data sandboxing to be geofenced within a particular area. So that may require I need to create a custom model that will only be deployed to these places, kind of thing. The fourth would be your budget considerations, hardware limitations, and so on. And this is all driven by what value does this bring to your business? Therefore, what budget do you have to spend for this? That budget will then drive exactly what your solution needs to be, what hardware is requirement, what types of models you need, that sort of thing. Fifth, the training data and the transmission of that data. Since you're likely to be doing training in the cloud, you need to keep that data as small as possible and therefore only send the data you need when you need it. And then last, security, of course. You need to minimize your attack surfaces, make sure you are using trusted models, trusted applications, make sure you have runtime protection in place so that as they are in the act of working, they don't do anything unanticipated or not allowed, and if possible, encrypt them so they can only run per host, per application, and per user. So those are your general constraints there.
Really useful, and they both draw out some drivers beyond just latency that
Yeah.
might push someone or pull someone to an edge AI deployment. And they also, I think, very clearly in the end there, you were touching upon some of the challenges around um, physical footprint and
Mhm.
storage constraints that we have spoken a lot about as part of the group, which are very typical of edge environments and very untypical of cloud environments.
So Edge Monsters is a power user group that deals specifically with edge computing scenarios at extreme scales. So, towards that end, the group is very selective. They only wanted to have up to 12 members, and they wanted to make sure that inside the meetings, we're able to discuss topics freely without worrying about any confidential information getting out there. But what this allows us to do is to talk frankly about what works, what does not work, and explore potential futures. And so, towards that end, the membership is drawn. We have one member from each particular type of industry, whether we're talking manufacturing, defense, retail, and other
Automotive.
types. Yeah, exactly. So it's a nice tight knit group um, where we speak very frankly and in great detail about the topics we have actually experienced ourselves. And when we talk about extreme scale here, what we're talking about is edge computing scenarios where you may have a fleet of anywhere from 10,000 to 1 million devices that you're managing.
And while the working group is a private one, the monthly discussions that we have are captured and are shared via the Edge Monsters blog. So we will put the link on the screen where you can subscribe to get all the updates from the work and the discussions that we're having.